This is Nick with Respect the Run. I am doing this video to kind of show the basics as far as if a shoe is in the neutral category or if it's in the support category. If you're not entirely sure what category you are in, there is an at-home test that I recommend from MizunoUSA.com. They do a precision fit test that you can do at home, and that will help you out, kind of guide you a little bit to know what kind of foot category that you should be in. And also you can visit a local footwear store that will probably sell some of these brands I'll bring up on here, and they'll probably be able to help you as well to give you a little bit more until I can make a video to kind of help you out with it, but right now I don't have one. Please understand there are lots of other brands and styles from what I'll be showing. I'm only going to show some personal favorites of mine, so that way this video doesn't end up being like an hour long here. Go and jump right into the neutral shoes, and I'll also cover just real small basic of the technology as far as what cushioning that brand uses. Gonna start with the Nike Pegasus, and I'll zoom in a little bit. This is a shoe that kind of started it all for me as far as running. Most of my PRs are also held in this shoe. That's why this shoe looks kind of bad. This is one of the oldest running shoes I've hung on to. I've donated a lot of them, but the Pegasus kind of holds something to me, sentimental value a little bit. Of course, with the Air Pegasus name, Nike uses air for their cushioning. Next up for neutral, got the Lunar Glide series from Nike. This has my long distance PR. I've done 2 half marathon distances in this shoe. Next is going to be the Wave Rider from Mizuno. They use the wave plate technology, which you can kind of see in here, for their cushioning. The first 3 shoes that I showed you, the Rider, the Glides, and the Pegasus, are they're all pretty comparable to each other. This next one here is going to be a little bit different. This one is from Brooks. This is the Glycerin here. It's at a much higher price point than those first 3 that I showed you. The first 3 are around $100 price point. The Brooks Glycerin should be at, mostly it's going to be retailed about $140 to $150, somewhere around there you should find in the stores. Reason being, with the cushioning technology, normally around the $100 price point, the cushioning technology that company uses will be in the heel. When you go up to a higher price point, which is normally about $50 more, they will put that technology also in the forefoot. Brooks uses the DNA. You can kind of see it exposed a little bit down here in the heel. And Brooks does something pretty neat on a lot of their newer styles that came out. On the insole, it actually shows where they'll put in. I don't have an insole in here. I use inserts. But it'll show exactly where the cushioning is supposed to be at. Next is the Wave Creation. This is comparable to the Glycerin I was showing earlier. And a difference that you can see as far as this one being a higher price point than the Rider, the wave plate runs from the heel all the way up to the forefoot. This is one of my real personal favorites as far as neutral, but this can also be used a little bit for if you have mild overpronation from what Mizuno has told me. This is the Wave Prophecy. This has a double wave plate inside this shoe here. There's also more technology to it, but I'll be talking for a little while. Price point around this one's about $200. Best thing I can tell you, this shoe is a little bit hard to find in some of the retail stores. If you see this carried in the store, you might not want to spend $200 on a shoe. At least try it on. It doesn't cost anything to try a pair of shoes on. unless somebody does something weird like some Australian stores trying to do right now and charge people $5 just for going in. Try this shoe on and you're probably going to say, I hate you, Nick. This shoe is fantastic. Show you some support shoes. Alright, shoe companies trying to make it a little bit easy for you too, as far as to tell if the shoe is in the support category or not. First one coming from Nike is going to be the Structure Trax. Alright, you see the outside on here looks pretty normal like the Pegasus, but once you turn on the inside, zoom in some more. See this gray area here on the inner part? That means it is support. It's a little bit more hardened there to help with overpronation. If you're not sure what that is, once you go on to that website I was mentioning earlier, that'll help teach you a little bit on it. And I'll try to do a video on that one later too. Brooks, the Adrenaline. See that gray area again? That's what makes it in the support category. And these were comparable to the first three shoes I showed you from Neutral, Pegasus, the Lunar Glides, and the Riders, except they have the support in these here. From Asics, this should be the 2150, gray area. They'll call theirs Duromax. Asics, I have to take back a little bit though. Asics has, I've noticed with some of their newer styles, they're not having the gray area on here, but just look on the inner part of the shoe and look for that Duromax. If the Duromax is up there, that means it's in the support category. One of my personal favorites, Nuseis. This is from Asics. This one has mild support on here, so I was able to run in these a little bit. There weren't too much on here. Oh, and I didn't bring up Asics uses the gel technology for their cushioning. They will, let me go back to this one, it's a little easier to see. You can see it exposed on here. And these, all these here are around the $100 price point range. If you went to a higher price point, which I don't have that version of Asics, you would see the gel exposed in the heel, obviously, and then also in the forefoot. I'll show you another category too. Minimus, or lightweight, or midfoot. Every company is trying to call it something different just about. What that pretty much means is just a really lightweight shoe, just to kind of get you that barefoot running sort of deal. You've seen these crazy looking things. Oop, hit the wrong button here. Hurry up. There we go. This is from Adidas, the Adidas Pure. Don't step on a rock with these. You don't have that much impact protection. I will tell you this, you can get around pretty fast, but you may pay for it as long as you hit a rock. From Brooks, this is from their Pure series. Mizuno, this is brand new from them. And also with Benefits, boy I said that wrong, Benefits. Minimus, the shoe has a zero drop, which means it's completely flat across the bottom here. Racing flats, a little bit different. It's got some good impact protection on there. You can get off pretty quick. These are my new racing shoes here. This is the Mizuno Wave Universe. Thing to know though with Minimus, and obviously like racing flats, your mileage life is not going to be very long. Typically with most running shoes, you should be able to get about 300 miles. And I would say that's if you're paying around the $100 price point. If you go below that, in some of those you're probably going to get around 200. But Minimus shoes are still expensive. They're still around 125 for most of them, or at least 100 in there. 100 miles to 150. That's all you're going to pretty much get out of it. But that's given how much you weigh as well, because sometimes if you have a bigger body frame, that's going to put more pressure onto your shoes, and your shoes are going to wear out faster. Show y'all one pair of trail shoes that I got. This is from Mizuno. This is in their support category. Now there is something different to show you with them. They don't have a gray hardened area. Where did I throw this shoe at? Mizuno, to tell if theirs is neutral or support, I can see through the bottom of the weigh plate here. If it's in support, I can't see you anymore. Very simple. That's pretty much it for a little small rundown. I don't know what it is. I mean, I showed you how simple it is to kind of tell the difference as far as if it's support or neutral, but sometimes sales associates will tell somebody who is neutral that this support shoe is a neutral shoe. I get told that quite often when people come into my own store, or folks get told if they're neutral they can wear anything. First of all, that is very wrong. Especially if you're somebody who is very neutral and if you tend to supinate. If you're put in a support shoe, that's throwing your foot more outwards, and there's a good chance that you can roll your ankle and stuff. I am a victim of this, by the way, too. But that was just me trying to test out one of the support shoes. I ended up hurting myself. Big oops on that one. Just a couple other little things too. When you go into a store, you should always try to I feel like I'm talking to a sales associate. You should always try to try on at least 3 different styles of shoes. And also try different brands. It's like I mentioned earlier. It's no cost to you at all to try on a shoe. You don't have to buy it. Even if you might not be interested in that price or whatnot, or whatever's kind of holding you back, you've never tried that brand, try it. See if you like it or not. Walk around. Always try on both pairs of shoes too. It is very true that one foot can be bigger than the other, so you have to be careful about that. Also, inserts. I would tell you, every single shoe that I've got, I always have a pair of inserts that's in there. Because the inserts, the factory inserts that come in the shoes, they suck. No offense. If any of my reps are watching this from the local shoe companies. So always try to replace them. And that's pretty much it. I'll try to do another video later on, maybe try to show you how at least better as far as if you know if you're neutral or support if not. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.